Welcome to Winning Retirement TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Greg and Kristen Taylor of Legacy Retirement Group. And to our viewers at home, if you love the movies, you are in for a treat today. We're going to talk about some iconic movies and how they tie into retirement planning and perhaps some lessons that you should be learning as well as we go. So today's show is going to be fun. We invite you to go pop some popcorn, come back and stay with us. It's going to be great. All about movies today. Well, I love this first one. Let me just ask you, first of all, Kristen, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. You're ready to go.
I'm so excited. I love movies. I just absolutely love them. And you look stunning in that dress.
Thank you so much.
That is gorgeous. Greg, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited about today's show.
Me too. I wish we did have popcorn on the set. That would be so much fun. So the first one we're going to talk about, who didn't love The Wizard of Oz as a kid? The Wizard of Oz was incredible.
Yes.
What
There's
are those?
no place like home.
Those are fabulous.
Wonderful?
Yes.
So The Wizard of Oz, it's the best. It's like nostalgia, right? Whenever it comes on, we remember when we were children, and it came on in the fall, didn't it?
It did.
Once a year it would come on TV. Everybody would sit around and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So fun.
In pajamas, hot cocoa, popcorn, you name it. But did you know it originally was a book in 1900, but when it was made into a movie, the actual shoes were silver, but then they turned it red to take advantage of the Technicolor technology at the time.
They're fun. That way if someone comes into the show late, they'll wonder what's happening.
Yes, they're going to be like, I love those. Where can I get those?
Yes.
Those are so cool.
Amazon.
It is all Amazon. Everything great comes from Amazon.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Well, Dorothy obviously needed courage, heart, brains, and a good plan to get home. When it comes to retirement, the vision of the yellow brick road, I have to ask you, who should be on the journey with us? Well, we got to have Toto too. Wait a minute. We didn't talk about Toto.
Oh, yeah. We did.
Belle, Paco.
I know. We have Totos at our homes.
Yes. Why didn't we bring them?
But yeah, I think one of the most iconic parts of the movie is the yellow brick road.
Yes.
You know, and so when you think about
Follow the yellow brick road.
Yes. You think of the road, you think of the movie, you think of the yellow brick road.
You do.
And that would be like building your plan in retirement, because it's a path that you're following throughout all your retirement years, and things change along the journey.
Yes.
And it twists and turns, and you meet people along the way. But that road, that plan that you're building is the most important part of retirement. It's really the foundation of success as you move into those retirement years.
Yeah, and without a plan, they're going to be singing Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, right?
Yes.
And we know who sang that.
Yes.
Elton John.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He did.
Yes.
But we don't want anybody to be at the point where they're like, I'm going to get you and your portfolio too, you know?
And the flying monkeys are those hidden fees?
Exactly. Those are hidden fees.
It can go on and
That's
on.
market risk.
Oh my gosh. I love this.
It's all of that. But, you know, then there's Dorothy's companions along the path. The Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion.
Yes.
You know, so what did those three characters need? Well, first of all, I think they really depict, you know, her team, right? Her team that she trusted to get along the path to get her to, you know, the Emerald City so she could find the wizard and, you know, get all her problems solved, right? At least that was the thought in all of it.
Absolutely.
But the Scarecrow, what did he need? What did he need, Kristen?
He needed brains.
He needed a brain.
Right.
Yes.
What did the Tin Man need?
He needed a heart.
He needed a heart. And then what about the lion?
He needed to be brave.
He needed brave. He needed courage.
Yes.
Right, he did. So those were the companions. That's our team. It really is. So you need a team that has a heart. You need a team that has knowledge. You need a team that has the courage to help you make the right decisions throughout your retirement journey. And that's really what it's all about. But it's even more than that, because that knowledge is about guidance. Are you getting the right guidance for where you are in life? I mean, that's a really big deal. It really is. Because it's not that, you know, sometimes I think people think, you know, I have to choose between good and bad. But I don't believe most decisions when it comes to who we work with or what we're doing is about good versus bad. It's about good versus best.
Okay.
You know, for instance, there's a lot of great advisors that help people start saving money when they're in their 20s and 30s and help them build a portfolio that helps them get towards that goal of being able to retire someday and building that nest egg. But they don't understand all the complexities about Social Security or Medicare. They really haven't had conversations with these people all these decades about Roth conversions and becoming tax efficient and understanding what that could even look like down the road. They've just sort of followed the status quo, which doesn't necessarily make them bad, but it makes people somewhat inefficient as they're trying to transition to the years and where being efficient is one of the most important things there is. Being efficient with risk, being efficient with income, being efficient with taxes, being efficient with healthcare. All those things are huge, and having the guidance, the knowledge base to give the right guidance is essential at this phase of life.
Well, you know what I just thought of, Greg, with that is that, what was the goal, the end point on the Yellow Brick Road was to find all these, this team Dorothy built.
Yes.
But then they were trying to get to the wizard, and she really didn't even need the wizard. Right? That was the whole premise of the movie. Sorry, spoiler alert. I should have said that first, right? But I think it's interesting that a lot of times with retirement, we're so focused on a magic bullet, and that would be the wizard.
Yes.
That we need this one magic bullet and everything's going to be okay. But really, it's about the team and the plan that you have going into retirement that makes it so successful. And of course, they were trying to reach where? Where were they?
They were trying to go home.
Well, at first, where were they trying to go? To meet the wizard.
They were trying to get to Emerald City.
Emerald City, that's right. And Emerald City is kind of like reaching retirement. And so you can't see it. It's green, obviously, and Cynthia wore green to play along
Stick
here.
your arm out here.
But if you look on my arm, Emerald City is actually on this dress, and this is made after the movie Wicked, which Wicked is our absolute favorite theater show. We've seen it 3 or 4 times.
Yes.
I think we've counted, and I can't tell you how many times I watched the movie. But Emerald City, I think, is that pinnacle. And when you think about retirement, for so many people, it really is that. Although we talk on many shows about how your working years are the years that fulfill you, they provide the purpose for your life. But really, truly, if you're prepared going into your retirement years, those can be even more fulfilling and even more purpose-driven than your actual working years. Those were just the years you got the money to do the thing that's really going to define you in your life and make your memory lasting, for those who you love and the ones that you're around.
Yes.
And as Cynthia alluded to, Emerald City, the whole purpose of that was home.
Yes.
Right? And home is our haven, home is our castle, home is everything. And I can remember sitting down with a couple, and they were so nervous that they were going to have to give up their home in order to retire. So sometimes the journey, that destination, that plan, the team that you use, and getting that journey towards your retirement goal is all about being able to fulfill those dreams and maintain the lifestyle that you worked so hard for.
Well, I think people at home need to have an opportunity to get on the Yellow Brick Road and find their way to the two of you. How do you feel about that?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. To our viewers at home, there's a number to call on your screen. That number is 614-336-7660, 614-336-7660. What you're calling in for today is the written retirement plan. You're going to book a consultation with the group of Legacy Retirement. Let them get to know you one-on-one. It's about the path. It's about the journey. And without having a written retirement plan, how do you know what steps to take? Just like Dorothy needed to have a team to get back to Emerald City, of course, ultimately home, you need to have a team to have the retirement of your dreams. Once again, 614-336-7660, or click the QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. Takes you right to the landing page of Legacy Retirement Group. You can schedule your time accordingly. When we come back, we're going to continue on with our movie theme. And I'm going to give you a hint. My heart will go on. Stay tuned.
Have you been wondering if a Roth conversion is a good idea? Do you feel a lack of confidence in Washington when it comes to future taxes during your retirement years? You should probably visit testmyretirement.com. It's Legacy Retirement Group's latest no-cost resource for soon-to-be and current retirees. TestMyRetirement.com is super simple to navigate. After After clicking on Learn More, you'll fill in a few pieces of information, and within 30 seconds, you'll see a personalized analysis of your total potential taxes in retirement using your existing approach, compared to what's possible with some adjustments. Every situation is different, but if you don't want to be in debt to Uncle Sam, go to testmyretirement.com to find out if you can possibly reduce your future retirement obligations. Get started now at testmyretirement.com.
Welcome back to Winning Retirement TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Greg and Kristen Taylor of Legacy Retirement Group. And thank you for being with us today. We have a very special movie-themed episode. So again, thank you for being here. And in case you missed the first segment, we were talking about The Wizard of Oz. Teeing up into this next segment, I left you with a clue. My heart will go on. Well, if you guessed Titanic, you're exactly right. So this is so interesting. In 1997, when Titanic hit the theaters, it was the most expensive film ever made. I remember that, by James Cameron, with a budget of around $200 million. However, it brought in, Kristen, over $1 billion worldwide. Did you see it when it first came out?
Yes.
So did I, like on the big IMAX.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies. And you know,
Me
our
too.
radio show host, Kristen Charles, has never seen it. So you're going to do me a favor today. If you're watching the show and you listen to our radio show on 610, you need to call in and let Kristen know she needs to watch it. She won't listen to us. She's like, it's too long. I don't want to sit for that long of a movie.
Oh, no.
Right.
Once she starts with the older lady and oh my gosh, no, she will love it.
Yes. My favorite parts were their out at the bow.
Of course you would like that. He's a
forward.
sappy romantic. I am
Yes.
not. If you've not picked up on that throughout the years, he is the romantic one of the two of us.
I love it. I love it. Well, as you know, obviously the iceberg, that was the big thing that took out the
Yes.
Titanic. So when we talk about retirement, what are some challenges that viewers could face
Yeah.
that would destroy their retirement, actually kind of make them sink, if you will, if they're not prepared?
Yeah, so I think we sent in a picture of an iceberg. We went to Alaska this past summer, and we were in the icy strait, and we were passing by all these icebergs, and the captain of the charter ship we were on was telling us that those icebergs, like that one picture there, it could be 4 to 5 times bigger under the surface than it actually is on the surface. And I'm like, okay, I don't feel very confident navigating through these waters, knowing that, because there's a lot of little ones all over. But just beautiful country. We live in such a wonderful country. But seeing that remind you in the movie that a lot of times, in the case of the Titanic, they were ignoring the icebergs and really thinking the ship was unsinkable, but not understanding everything that was under the surface.
True.
And what does that sound like?
Retirement planning
sounds
with
like
hidden things.
That's it.
Yes.
Because there's so many things that can happen under the surface of our retirement plan, like, unexpected medical expenses, unseen risks within our portfolios. Those things can really be a detriment to sinking our retirement plan and really not being able to recover from them in our non-working years. So you have to be cautious of those as you're looking forward to retirement.
Well, the key of that, though, Kristen, was their overconfidence.
Yes.
And, you can be overconfident in something to the point to your detriment. And
Makes
you can
sense.
think, okay, as we talked about before, those Dave says, I think last week we talked about, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that's not the point. The point isn't how strong the ship is. The point is, what possibilities is there for it to sink? They thought it was unsinkable, but obviously it wasn't.
Absolutely.
And don't go into retirement so overconfident that you don't get things checked. You don't verify. You don't make sure it's exactly like you thought it was. You haven't gotten maybe another viewpoint or another opinion on your plan. I think that's very critical. So ignoring the iceberg, to me, is ignoring the unseen risks. And I think people know that there's market risk, but sometimes they have no idea how much risk they're actually taking.
True.
They look at their portfolio, and many times in the office they'll say, well, we're taking on just a little risk, and it's 100% stock. You know, and out from 1 to 99, I met with this couple the other day. They were a risk score of 87.
Wow.
When we did the quiz together, they scored a 43.
That's a big
Oh
discrepancy.
my gosh.
And I said, okay, so there's a disconnect here.
Yeah.
They said, well, our advisor told us not to worry, that these were all good stocks. Well, they were all good stocks.
Still.
I mean, if a 2008 repeated itself, they're still going to lose over 40% of their portfolio.
Absolutely.
I said, so good stocks go down in bad times. This happens.
Absolutely.
So that was an unseen risk that they had.
So you know what my favorite part of the movie, well, actually, it's the part that makes me the most angry. And it's my favorite part because I'm like, oh, this was so avoidable. The amount of lifeboats they had wasn't enough.
Right.
And do you ever get mad and you're like, oh, just add more lifeboats?
Yes.
You know?
And they weren't even all filled. Exactly.
That's right. They weren't all filled. There weren't enough. It was a mess. There was no backup plan. In a retirement, your retirement years are going to be a mess if you don't have a plan at all, which some cases there's no plan at all. But also if you don't have a backup plan. So if you don't have resources available, like, you know, maybe your income's only coming from one source, in that you're only counting on Social Security as your income and you're just pulling from investments to get the rest of your money. That's not an income plan.
That's true.
That's an account you're getting income from, an account you're drawing income from, but it's not a plan. Another thing could be your money all in the market.
Yes.
All of it's in the market.
Yes.
And you're just pulling it out as you need it. There's no, I like to say willy-nilly. I think you guys made fun of me the first time I said that. But you're just pulling it out haphazardly and you're not really thinking through the method behind your withdrawals. So all those things can be detrimental if you don't have a plan for them.
Yes, but I think about in the movie where Jack was locked up, you know, irresponsibly, he was locked up down in the lower level. And he was rescued, but now they're trying to navigate how to get to the lifeboats. Then they would go and doors were locked and they couldn't go through this way. And so they were trying to figure out, how do we navigate this? How do we get to the lifeboats?
Right.
How do we get to safety? How do we do this? So many people realize they have risk, but they have no idea how to get to safety. They have no idea how to get to a solid income plan. They have no idea how to get to a more suitable portfolio. They don't know how to protect from long-term care costs. They don't know how to protect from higher taxes. They don't know how to protect their loved ones from you know, probate and all these things that happen. There's all these gaps in their plan, and they know that there's a lifeboat out there. They just don't know how to get there, and that's really a challenge. That's why we do the show.
Absolutely.
Is to help people get to the lifeboat. Okay, there is a way to have a plan. There is a way to have solid income, a consistent portfolio, a better tax plan, healthcare strategies that make sense for you, and whatever's left over, getting it to the people you love. There is a way to do it. Just getting them there. And that's why we offer things like, you know, like a portfolio x-ray or a written plan or other things. But sometimes people just need to say, you know what? I need to call for help.
Absolutely.
I need to get on the phone. I need to call for help. And I need to sit down and find out, how do I get to the lifeboat?
Absolutely. We have to give them a way to get to the lifeboat right now.
Yes.
To our viewers at home, this is your opportunity. Get to the lifeboat and get to the retirement of your dreams. How do you do that? You call in today. Grab a pen, piece of paper, 614-336-7660, 614-336-7660. Or we've made it even simpler. Grab your smartphone and click on the QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. As you can see from our movie theme today, we're talking about the importance of you having a plan for your retirement. We're learning some lessons as we go, and it's so important that you take action. Call in today, 614-336-7660. We're going to continue on with our movie theme. We invite you to refill your popcorn. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a very famous movie. I'm going to give it away just a little bit. Think of the actor Michael J. Fox. We all love him, right? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Watch that word, back.
We know the market is going to get worse from here. This is the biggest monthly decline in 10 years. People's 401ks took a major hit.
My investments are tanking. My retirement isn't going as planned. I can't believe I let my kid talk me into buying crypto. I mean, what is that anyway?
This was the fourth worst contraction in history.
So how are you two doing?
Your financial future doesn't have to be uncertain. I'm Kristen Taylor with Legacy Retirement Group. If you've amassed a nest egg, it's time for a financial advisor to help you reach your retirement goals. This is one of the greatest tax windows in history. Now is the time to take advantage of this tax discount while you can. We specialize in retirement planning, tax mitigation, estate planning, and much more. Plan your retirement right. Call now for your portfolio review and tax analysis.
Welcome back to Winning Retirement TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Greg and Kristen Taylor of Legacy Retirement Group. And if you are just tuning in, we have a very special movie episode for you today. We talked about Wizard of Oz, our favorite. We also talked about this great one, Titanic, and this next one, not going to give it away, but here we go. If you remember the 1980s flick Back to the Future, you obviously remember the DeLorean, which was really cool with the doors that came up.
Yes.
But did you know that when they were doing the script, they actually had a flying refrigerator
No.
in front instead of a car?
Yeah.
Could you imagine a flying? Well, I guess you'd have food then built
That just
in,
wouldn't
right?
be as cool as a DeLorean. I'm sorry.
But if you could grab snacks, I don't know. That's
Technically, it
how
would
I'm
have been
thinking.
as cool.
No.
That's a dad
It would have
joke.
been
Come
cooler.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh, that's
yes.
awesome. That would have been way cooler.
Yes.
Now, Marty McFly learned through time travel that some simple changes that he would make in the past would reshape his future. Let's talk a little bit about people that are planning for their retirement, or maybe they're currently in it, making some changes today that will impact their future going on. Again, we're talking Back to the Future. I love this movie.
Sure. Now, of course, my McFly over here could probably come up with more things than I will.
got my McFly shoes on. All right.
Those are cool.
But, you know, one of the main parts of the movie was the flux capacitor, right? The part that they were.
Yes.
Yes.
So I like
Made it all go.
Yeah, it made it all go. So I like to think of the flux capacitor as what makes life go.
Ooh, good.
What makes life go. And for me, I really, throughout the years, I've noticed a common thing amongst the families we work with. And so many times it's so hard to find the new purpose, to really see what's going to make you go in those retirement years. A lot of people have it figured out, but many do not. And so understanding that all those years you're working, your identity is wrapped around what it is you do for a living.
It's true.
And now you have to find a new purpose. Now you need something else to define you. And one of my favorite things, we always talk about our favorite things, our favorite clients, stories we love. But my favorite things to hear is how someone has redefined their life in the retirement years, whether it be through volunteering, whether it be like one of our dear clients who lives up in Michigan. She was just down visiting for our investor summit where we talked about purpose, oddly enough. And she was one of the ones, I said she was taking the meeting to church because she was agreeing with everything Reba Bowman, who's the Dare for More CEO that we invited to be our keynote speaker at the event. And, you know, she was so into it because she's living it. She worked for many years and her identity was tied up into that. And she's found a new way to use that strength of counseling and service-mindedness into ministry in her retirement years. So she's doing a similar thing that she did while she was working.
Yes.
But she's tying up all these talents and things that she knows how to do to make her retirement be purposeful and really get joy and fulfillment out of it.
That's amazing.
We have others that volunteer their time. We have some that just want to spend time with their grandchildren. So those things, I think, are really what make you go in those retirement years.
I love that. So purpose.
Yes, in the clock tower, the moments that really matter.
Ooh, good.
Because for me, we don't want people to sacrifice today on the altar of tomorrow. You know, they're so worried about running out of money that they're not willing to have any fun today. I sat down with a couple recently, and he was 60 years old. His wife's 58. And he's like, Greg, I just don't know if I'm ever going to be able to retire. And he felt such a sense of burden because he couldn't see clearly how he was ever going to be able to retire. And so we went through everything together, and I sat and I just listened. I said, well, just share with me what it would look like, you know, if everything would work out ideally. He said, I'd love to retire by 63. He said, I would love to be able to do some things with my church, and I want to be part of some volunteering. I want to spend time with my grandkids. I don't get to spend enough time there. So we went through the whole process. And at the end of the second meeting, I said, well, what did we learn today? He said, well, I now have freedom.
Wow.
Because I showed them how, with really pretty easily, he could retire at 63 if he chooses to.
Wow.
I said, so guess what? At 63, you'll only continue working if you want to, not because you have to. And I said, look, these moments of life that are so most important, those are things that we're making deposits in our family's memory bank.
Very true.
We talk about dollars and cents on the show all the time, and money and investments and all those things. They are important. But the memories we're building with the people we love, those are the most important things.
They are.
So the moments in time that matter most, we don't want people to miss out on them. We really don't.
Well, I think that ties perfectly into Doc Brown.
Yeah.
Really, because he is the wise mentor of the movie. He's the one that provides vision.
Love the hairdo.
Oh, yes, that was awesome. He was so cute.
He provides vision and guidance, and he's different. He's quirky, right? Eccentric,
Yes.
even, you would say.
Yeah.
But I think, and earlier in the show, we were talking about Wizard of Oz and Dorothy's team. I think this Doc represents that in a different way, though.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, a lot of you families watching today may be thinking, I can do it myself. You know, every once in a while I have a question here or there. But understanding if you hire a team or an advisor to help you throughout the retirement years, you're not hiring someone to be your boss. You're hiring someone that you can borrow brains from, that you can get guidance from, that can help you move through those retirement years confidently and comfortably, someone that you can kind of brainstorm with, if you will, for your retirement.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. A team.
Yes,
right?
and the DeLorean is your retirement vehicle. And let me just help people understand, the vehicles that get you to your retirement journey aren't typically the best to get you through your retirement journey.
I love that. Today's show was so much fun. Kristen, thank you so much. Greg, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, thank you for spending time with us on this very special movie-themed episode of Winning Retirement TV. Call in today. Take charge of your retirement future. The number is 614-336-7660, or click the QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. Be safe, be happy, be blessed, and we'll see you at the movies. Take care now. See you soon.